Welcome to an introduction on social identity. Today's presentation will be an interactive short reflection. This webinar series is brought to you by Count Me In. The HFS Count Me In campaign offers residents the opportunity to take a proactive role in their community. By saying Count Me In, residents are taking responsibility for living in and promoting a supportive, welcoming, and positive place for everyone to live. A community is only as strong and welcoming as its individual members. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/CountMeInUWHFS to gain access to additional resources and to take the Count Me In pledge to support and celebrate diversity. An individual's sense of identity is made up of many different elements. Some of those elements are on the individual level. Statements like, I have two brothers, or I like to cook, represent personal experiences. They help define you as a member of a family or by what you personally enjoy doing. Other elements of identity are related to membership in a specific group. We call these social identities. For example, my family is from Mexico might mean you identify as Latino, or a statement like, I observe Yom Kippur might identify you as Jewish. There are many factors such as race and religion that may also form a part of how you know yourself, how others know you, and how you interact with society. For the purpose of these activities, we will focus on these social identity markers to explore rather than the individual markers. How people identify varies from person to person and may change over time. What someone believes to be an important part of their identity may change over time and in different circumstances. Generally, when we talk about social identity, we are referring to the following: gender identity, ability, socioeconomic status or class, race, sexual orientation, religion, or age. While this is not an exhaustive list, we will use these 7 identities to focus on our reflection today. Within each of these 7 social identities are specific group memberships. Here are a few identities as well as some common memberships that go with each. It is important to remember that these are just a small portion of the way in which individuals identify. Now it is time to start thinking about your own identity and group membership. Please follow along on paper for the next few steps. Each one of us is made up of multiple identities. Although we may not think about each identity every day, they may have an influence on who we are and how we interact with the world. At this time, please consider your own identity. For each of the 5 circles present, select one aspect of your identity and label the circle. Make it specific to you, so if you're selecting religion as one of your identities, put your faith background, for example, Muslim, as opposed to simply writing religion. Think about the first 5 aspects of identity that come to mind. Do not spend too much time thinking about which identities to select. You will notice that the diagram displayed only has 5 places to fill in, while there are 7 examples of types of identity. This is to showcase that not all identities will be salient to you at a time. You might spend more time and energy thinking about yourself in terms of your class or ability and not about your age or race. This is okay. Finish filling out your circle before moving on. Now that you have mapped your identity, think about the following. What was it like to label your different identities? Did doing so produce any emotions or thoughts for you? Which identities do you think about most often? Why? Which identities do you think about least often? Which identities would you like to learn more about? Were there identities that we did not include that are important to you as a person? Take a moment to consider these questions before proceeding further. As you consider your identity, it's important to remember that you do not exist in a vacuum. You do not cycle through your identities independently of each other. At different times in your life, you may align more heavily with one aspect of your identity than another. It may be hard to identify as a member of one group without considering what it means to be a part of a different group as well. You might think about what it means to be a woman of color as opposed to what it means to be a woman, or separately what it means to be a person of color. This is the idea of intersectionality. Our different group memberships interact and entangle with each other, creating a unique tapestry of our identities. How you identify today may look different than how you identify tomorrow or 10 years from now. The identity molecule that you have created will be a great first step in exploring other topics in social justice. It is important that you continue to learn and reflect on your own identity as you explore the vast and various cultures present here at the university and beyond. Be sure to check out other Count Me In webinars to do just that.